If you don't do your homework, you are not gonna pass the test. If you don't eat your vegetables, you are not gonna get dessert. If you don't clean your room, you are not gonna go out to play. If you don't finish your chores, you are not gonna watch TV. If you don't brush your teeth, you are not gonna have healthy teeth. If you don't study, you are not gonna get good grades. If you don't practice, you are not gonna get better at sports. If you don't listen to your parents, you are not gonna get privileges. If you don't be nice to your friends, you are not gonna keep them. If you don't go to bed on time, you are not gonna feel rested. If you don't share your toys, you are not gonna have fun with others. If you don't wear a coat, you are not gonna stay warm. If you don't do your best, you are not gonna achieve your goals. If you don't read the book, you are not gonna understand the story. If you don't try new foods, you are not gonna know what you like. If you don't follow the rules, you are not gonna play the game. If you don't tell the truth, you are not gonna be trusted. If you don't save your money, you are not gonna buy what you want. If you don't apologize, you are not gonna make things right. If you don't ask for help, you are not gonna get it. If you don't wear your seatbelt, you are not gonna be safe. If you don't work hard, you are not gonna see results. If you don't respect others, you are not gonna be respected. If you don't participate, you are not gonna have fun. If you don't stay focused, you are not gonna finish your work. If you don't be patient, you are not gonna get what you want. If you don't follow directions, you are not gonna succeed. If you don't say please, you are not gonna get what you ask for. If you don't say thank you, you are not gonna show appreciation. If you don't play fair, you are not gonna have friends. If you don't get dressed, you are not gonna go outside. If you don't tie your shoes, you are not gonna walk comfortably. If you don't put away your toys, you are not gonna find them later. If you don't pay attention, you are not gonna learn. If you don't get ready, you are not gonna go on the trip. If you don't behave, you are not gonna stay at the party. If you don't wash your hands, you are not gonna stay healthy. If you don't be kind, you are not gonna be liked. If you don't wait your turn, you are not gonna play. If you don't do your best, you are not gonna be proud. If you don't be quiet, you are not gonna hear the instructions. If you don't wear your helmet, you are not gonna ride your bike. If you don't buckle up, you are not gonna go on the ride. If you don't pick up your clothes, you are not gonna find them clean. If you don't help out, you are not gonna get help in return. If you don't stay calm, you are not gonna solve the problem. If you don't be honest, you are not gonna be believed. If you don't keep trying, you are not gonna succeed. If you don't be careful, you are not gonna stay safe. If you don't pack your bag, you are not gonna be ready for school. If you don't get up, you are not gonna catch the bus. If you don't bring your lunch, you are not gonna have anything to eat. If you don't play nice, you are not gonna be invited back. If you don't say sorry, you are not gonna mend friendships. If you don't feed the pet, you are not gonna have a happy pet. If you don't keep the secret, you are not gonna be trusted with more. If you don't sit still, you are not gonna finish the project. If you don't pack your gear, you are not gonna play in the game. If you don't take a break, you are not gonna feel better. If you don't think ahead, you are not gonna be prepared.